Hi, my name is Diana and this is my new life story. Well, I was born in Maryland and I lived there for 13 years, and then I moved to Florida and lived there the majority of my life in West Palm Beach. And then about 4 years ago, I moved up here to Kansas City to be closer to Jessica, my daughter, who's also a member here. I actually went to church when I was young, but it wasn't an understanding of what God was at that point. I was looking for validation. I was looking for something to fill a void, but I didn't know at that age, because I went like 8 to 13 years old. I didn't understand. I still thought you had to earn God's love. I thought you still had to do and be a good girl, you know, because that's all I knew. I had to constantly be feeling validated, whether that was through work, you know, and getting promotions, or you know, school, getting good grades. I always was the good kid, and I still always felt empty. And then when I had surgery at 38 years old and it didn't go well and I got pain pills, that, you know, all bets were off. And then from that point on, I didn't feel anything really. I mean, I just wasn't there. I was going external for what I needed to go internal for. I understand that now, but I had no concept of what I was looking for until I found it. And so for me, coming to recovery, when you come into a 12-step program of any kind, you have to find a higher power that's loving and caring and greater than yourself. A lot of people don't believe in God. A lot of people don't have a higher power that's God. I did, and so it brought me to the church. Like, my recovery brought me to New Life. I didn't have a good understanding of what God and Jesus were, what they were. I didn't understand, you know, I knew they were one entity, but I didn't understand the concept that it's not judging, it's not condemning, it's not, you know, you have to get it right. Like, that is not what God is. He forgives, He loves no matter what. I don't have to earn it. And so that changed my perspective, because I knew that other God. That's the God I grew up with. And now that I have an understanding because of New Life, because I've actually been able to absorb, because the message here is so easily understandable. It amazes me how Pastor Troy can take one thing and that seems like it would be so confusing and relate it to his kids throwing snowballs in the, you know, and it makes sense and it's relatable. You don't get lost at New Life. You know, you're part of a family, and it might sound cliche, but it's not. Like, we truly care about each other here. And that's part of why I think we're doing what we're doing, is so we can get to know each other better and relate to each other on a level that's not just Sunday at church. You don't know me before recovery. Like, you don't know me before New Life. Before New Life, I was miserable. Even before I picked up drugs, I was miserable because I was so wanting something to fill that void, and I couldn't find it. And every time I thought I found it, it just wasn't it. Grades, husband, kids, like whatever it was that I was thinking was my next bar or the next thing that was gonna make me whole, it just made me feel even worse when it didn't. And so, like, me now, even when I'm in pain, physically or mentally or emotionally, I never feel that way anymore. Like, I always feel myself whole because I'm not alone. I have God. I have Him in my life. Like, I don't have to ever. I used to be in a room of people and feel alone, and I don't feel alone even when I'm in a room alone anymore. So it's just beautiful. It's just the 180 change in me since I found Christ has been nothing but extraordinary, miraculous. You can ask my daughter. I think she'd agree. I don't know, but I think she would.